there's only a 2-year window to be able to go back into one of these cases. In terms of what they read through and what I lived through, there's no criminal charge to be able to present to those officers. Now, there's definitely some policy violations, and from what the assistant chief told me, there was some discipline handed out to them regarding this case. But neither of them work here anymore, so there's nothing for us to investigate. Now, in terms of your ineffective counsel, you have to go to the state board for the bar and contact them and say, hey, like y'all's lawyer, made some violations there. But in terms of our internal affairs to investigate this further, there's nothing for us to investigate since they're already gone.
And with the state bar, I talked to one of the investigators on some unrelated thing when they were like, well, you do have 4 years since the date that you discover, these errors. So I don't know if there's another such policy or kind of exception where, like, because clearly I didn't have access to this until recently. The thing, it's like, so yeah, I couldn't have known, and it was a failure of also my counsel to do that. And
that's where I think you mainly got screwed over. I know those officers, they made some big mistakes on that one too, just when I was talking to them over there. But like I said, they were disciplined per our policies.
And I get it, but it's also the same. I could say the same thing. I was like, all right, well then, if chief or whoever knew, why didn't you should have told me or done something.
They recommended that you go through the process of getting expunged, and you're likely eligible to get it expunged. Obviously reference all of our reports and all of our information as well, and just get with the lawyer, go to court, and get a judge to sign off on the expungement. But in terms of for us to investigate it, as I was told by one of the chiefs, is that there's nothing for us
because they no longer work here and
the time has passed.
I understand there's certain limitations, and you're limiting the capacity. If there's any workaround, you don't know because you probably never had to do that. So, do you know when did they get fired eventually? Did they quit?
So on that end, I don't believe they were fired, but I don't know for sure. I don't have access to their to that record. You can see if maybe the record department has that information. You might have to ask. I don't. If I knew, I would tell you. I really don't know. I know one of them is still an officer. I don't want to say where he still works because I don't want to breach that that privacy for him. But one of them for sure he's still an officer. So I don't know if that means that he quit. I don't know if that means he was fired. He got rehired. I don't know. The other one I don't know. I think one of them had like a trainee or something, right? He was the main one that had gotten punished by our administration. So. And
there's something else that happened, or another case, or a few cases where they found, oh hey, you didn't do this right. What's the explanation of that guy's name pop? Is it because it used to be associated with that truck that I owned, or what?
So I asked them about that. That might have been. So sometimes, like when I'm on a call, dispatch will post notes from another call on that call. I don't know if maybe that's what happened.
That's what I was wondering.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a good explanation for that one. I think there just might have been some fudge up with dispatch.
It'd be easier to tell the license plates weren't redacted too. Then if it's running my plate on that truck. That truck is a lot.
As far as what I saw, what I asked him about, he wasn't alleging that you were that guy.
But it popped up in the thread.
So that's the call notes. So the call notes, sometimes, like I said, dispatch will post other information on a call by accident, and sometimes they don't put in the notes, hey, disregard, I wasn't working in 2017 here, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what that report writing system was like. But in our current one that we were just on, that would happen a lot with dispatch.
And that was weird. And also, the unfortunate thing is, like, even the prosecutor and the lawyer bringing up, it's like, so they didn't even understand what the mistake was. So how do I know the magistrate didn't see that and think that's me, and didn't pay attention to it?
I think there was definitely enough to get the charge rejected, most likely. But obviously with their ineffective counsel,
and also don't have access to all
and also they should have probably not arrested you on that, but
because I knew it was wrong. That's why I know from the mouth. I was like, dude, like I don't know. I mean, because especially his camera. Well, that's why I wanted to inquire better with the lady.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, do you have the? I mean, I know it's a misdemeanor. Most of the stuff gets thrown out. I don't know if someone ever preserved it. Like, did the camera really have no audio? Because I know the biggest thing is that he never let me answer or refuse the breathalyzer. He just like, I don't got fucking time for this, and he just slammed the door in my face. I never said no. Afterwards, the process of, you gotta get that.
So yeah, so we don't even do the portable to the PPT, right? The portable breathalyzer stuff. We don't even do it anymore.
Yeah, he took me to the station, and then
You
right
the one
there,
with the big machine?
Yeah,
Okay.
but he didn't take me to it and tell me, hey, do you want to blood? They just kind of half-asked me, and it wasn't even the same officer, a random lady there. And I'm like, look, I'm already here. I don't know, just do whatever you're gonna do because it seems like there's nothing I can do to make this better. And they're all mad about it. But here on the search warrant, you got some other guy, and they write my name in. That the date's wrong. They put the 7. I don't know how you messed that up. And I'm assuming either they try to initial it. That could be the judge's initial, or maybe it's not. But like the judgment, that he should have known that.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of errors on this one. So that's what I mean. On that end, since he doesn't work here anymore, we're not able to go and punish him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And could there be any explanation of why he would put the wrong date? You can't see it here, but it's on the report.
It was late at night, right?
Late at night, but he put so on the blood vials he put the date, which is October 11th, 2017. But then in the same in the next paragraph he writes, yeah, then I wrote on the envelope the date, and then he put July 24th, 2017. It's like, how do you mix up what is like that made no sense? And he still typed, so I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. I don't know the guy. To be honest.
But I don't know, is that even possible for some kind of weird mix-up when it comes to a date?
So, in my experience, no.
Yeah,
and what's possible is, some officers use templates.
Mm-hmm. That's what I.
And that could have been. I don't know for sure, but that would make sense.
So he didn't want to take the time to type it out because he was like rushing. That's basically what I thought. It's like, you don't.
Yeah, and I think Officer Ferguson, they said had a trainee, so I don't know if that also might have affected some of what happened there too.
Yeah, because they're the same. It says 10, 11, so alright, cool, blah, blah, and I guess
yeah, so
it's like, dude, like, you didn't proof.
And what was the actual date? It was actually 10, yeah.
Yeah, so, it's like, dude, that's.
He probably didn't proofread it.
And he says brown envelope sealed with red tape. And then that's what I don't like about, he can make no mistakes. Then what about the people at the forensic science? They don't say if it's, they call it a meal envelope. And he said it was brown, okay, that's a little weird. They don't mention no evidence tape, nothing.
Well, so we have the same envelopes here. Our system identifies it as brown. There's a sigma note. Maybe that's technically wrong, but
then, yeah, like you said, he marked, I put his name, the date, I put my initials, the initials of the lady who, the phlebotomist, and the people on the report, on the lab report, they don't say any of that. They just say, we got vials for nerve samples, and they just say that. They don't say they're marked, they don't say anything. And that's crazy. That's the whole point of writing on little details.
Yeah, I mean, it's some people write details, people don't. And I don't know what the forensic. I don't know what their standards are. Because for us, I'm gonna be honest. For us, I don't go into detail about. I mean, I put that as sealed and all that, and then in the property room, you have to put what you use to seal it. In my report, I don't put those details because that's available with the property room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes when you really hammer on the little small details, then when it gets passed on to someone else, like the forensic center, they don't put those small details. Now it looks weird.
Right? I thought about that too. It could be either or.
But yeah, it is. In his defense, though, it is technically a brown envelope. That's what we classify it as. But technically, it is also manila folder.
They call it manila.
I don't know why they call it a brown envelope, but.
But to have it be 0.17, they're like, oh, it's 0.17. I was like, okay, first of all, you can't identify if it's really my blood. They didn't even put the blood type. So I can't even check with my medical records if it's even my same blood type, which is very convenient. But that obviously makes no sense. Why would that forensic person have any?
Well, yeah, look, I would say with all of what you have right here, man, definitely get it expunged, bro. I'm sorry that you had to go through that, and it sucks that you had to wait till this long to find out everything.
Yeah.
But
like I knew
definitely in your best interest to go get it expunged.
that will not, you don't have to ever deal with it again. When it's expunged, it is sealed,
Mhm.
tied off. Anytime you go get a job, anytime your background is run, it'll never come up again.
Mhm. Yeah.